Over 35 million Americans have filed for unemployment in the last 6 weeks, and experts say that up to 42% of those jobs may never come back. But in this video, I'm gonna give you 10 ideas that may allow you to replace your full-time income working from anywhere in the world. It's the same way I make most of my money today, and I know you can do the exact same thing, so stay tuned. All right, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Mark Moss. I like to talk about making money, investing money, and just having overall success. Now, if you like any of those topics, which I'm sure you do, make sure to click the like button. It helps more people see these videos. And of course, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification if you haven't already, so you're always notified when I put more videos out. Now, today, we're talking about making money, because you have to make the money before you can invest the money. Most of my content is about the markets and about investing. But like I said, you got to make the money before you can invest it. And really, you should only be investing money you can afford to lose. And so you got to be making more than you need to have that money. And right now, the problem is that a lot of Americans, and I know people internationally as well, so this is everybody, but a lot of Americans are going broke right now. Like I mentioned in the intro, 35 million people have filed for unemployment. And I know that number's way higher. You know, there's a lot of people that are furloughed that haven't filed for unemployment yet, et cetera. The sites have been crashing, people haven't been able to file enough, et cetera. And even like I said, experts are saying that up to 42% of those job losses may never come back. And that's because we're hearing from our leaders over and over again that there's no going back to normal, they tell us, where they say that there's gonna be a new normal that we're gonna be living in. Now, I got my strong opinions about all this stuff, and I'm not gonna do that on this video. That's not what this video is about. This video is focused on helping you, any of you that have been affected. You know, maybe, like I said, maybe you've lost your job, maybe you're afraid of losing your job was affected, you're making less money, maybe you're scared of losing your job and you want the job security, right? Or maybe you just wanna jump on this brand new trend. Either way, you just wanna learn how to make more money, and like I said, have the security of knowing how to make money. And so a lot of people think that a good job is job security, but if you've been laid off recently, you found out that a job is not job security. The security is always knowing how to make money. So regardless of what happens, you know how to make money. That's where real security comes from. That's what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about how easy it is to replace or exceed your current income. And the best part about this is that you have the freedom to work when you want. And my favorite is work where you want. So imagine being able to work whenever you want and wherever you want. And you can do that. And of course, you're gonna be growing as your own person. You're gonna be able to help more people. All of that, which is really, really cool. And I guess the best part is, like I said, you can do this whenever, wherever. So you can do this from home. You can do it from anywhere in the world. You could do it from a beach in South America. You could do, I guess if you could travel again, but basically you can do it from wherever you're at. And you can start all of these without any money. You don't need any money. You don't need any costs. You don't need any expenses. Now, I do want to warn you in advance though. This is not about getting rich quick, okay? Getting rich quick isn't even a real thing. So for those of you guys that are chasing get rich quick programs, forget it. It doesn't happen, right? To get anything in life, anything good in life, you're gonna have to work really hard. So this is not get rich quick, but it is a way to make a lot of money if you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to work hard, if you're willing to learn new skills, all right? Now you're gonna have to learn new skills because you're gonna have to do something else, something that you're not already doing. To get something else, you're gonna have to do something else, right? You're gonna have to be someone else. But I can guarantee to you that if you have an open mind to learn, if you're willing to put in a little bit of effort to better your life, your kids' lives, your family lives, whatever, then you can succeed. If you can jump on this right now, you're gonna be able to grow as a person, grow your income, while all the people around you are losing everything, right? All around you are gonna see that, but you'll actually be growing. You'll use this time to build something for the rest of your life. So, are you ready? Okay, so I'm gonna give you 10 ideas I think are hot right now, 10 niches. And I think all of these are gonna grow over the next couple years as these trends continue to develop. So I'm gonna go through these really, really quickly, but you can leave me comments down below if you want me to go into any of these topics or any of these niches in more detail, all right? So we're gonna go jump right into it. I'm gonna go through these pretty quickly. So niche number one is really, it's about kids and parenting, okay? So I'm a parent. If you're a parent, you have kids at home, then you understand this, the problem that we have right now. Kids are not in school. Kids are supposed to be doing homeschooling right now. Well, I'm not a teacher. My wife's not a teacher. We don't have time to teach, but yet all of a sudden we're forced to be school teachers. And for a lot of people, that's a really big problem. Now, we always get paid for the value that we provide, for the problems that we solve. So there's a lot of problems in a lot of areas, right? The kids are home. In a lot of cases, maybe in some states, kids may not be going back to school in the fall. And so the parents have to be teachers now all of a sudden. And as parents, we're also trying to keep our kids busy. Like, I don't want my kids sitting there watching TV all day long, right? I don't want them binge watching TV. So there's a lot of opportunities here, right? Just to solve problems. So depending on what skills you have, you could offer online teaching support, right? You could offer like tutoring. Like, I know with my daughter, she's in a Spanish immersion school, and like my wife and I can't really help her with the Spanish. We need a teacher that can help her. We need a tutor. So online teaching support, tutoring, it could be even bigger, right? Maybe you want to create new curriculums, teach kids how to do different things. Maybe it's different types of educational content, educational games, things like that, that as a parent, I could have my kid do that they're still learning, they're still using their brains as opposed to binge watching TV, right? So there's all types of problems that have been created by kids being home. And like I said, kids maybe not going back to school. So if you're a parent, you're very well aware of what all these problems are. And so you can find a way to help solve those problems, making content, making educational games, teacher support, all those things I mentioned. And it could also be other things. It could be arts, it could be crafts, it could be cooking programs, anything that's getting the kid to do something and learn something at the same time that takes that load off of the parents, right? They could even be business and entrepreneurial programs, right? You could take like a business entrepreneurial program or even like a business book, and you could rewrite it. You could rewrite the program, the book, and adapt it for kids. That could be a huge demand for that. I've thought about doing that for years. Like I said, if you're a parent, just think about, what are my pains? What are the problems I have? Or you can ask other parents, right? Like, what are their pains? What are their problems? And then you find a way to solve the problem. Does that make sense? All right, so niche number 2 is starving artists. Now, if you're an artist, whether that's, a painter or a musician, whatever you are, right, then you know that like person-to-person teaching is, not really being allowed right now, right? It's kind of come to a halt. So why not take that virtual, right? You've obviously, I'm sure at this point you've heard about Zoom. Zoom is like online conferencing. Their stock has blown up because everybody's using it. And so using Zoom, you can have almost the same experience, not exactly, but almost the same experience as you can in person. And using Zoom, you can even teach it to larger groups so you can have more people at once. So if you're an artist that's not able to meet, you're not able to teach people how to play piano or guitar or whatever it is, paint, like I said, look to doing this. Now, let's say that you're an artist that's already figured this out. Let's say that you're an artist that's already utilizing Zoom and some of these things to teach people virtually. Well, if you're already doing that, then why not go help other artists do the same thing as you? So you can either take your teaching and put it virtual, or if you're already doing that, why not help other people take it virtual, right? But you're staying within that niche of the artists, musicians, etc. I think it's going to be a really, really big area to work in for the next couple of years. All right, now niche number 3. Now niche number 3 is really, really big, and it's going to continue to get even bigger online, and health and fitness. Like I said, it's a huge niche. It's going to be a really good niche. And if you're interested in that niche, there's a lot of small little opportunities to jump into. There's one recently I saw by Joe, and it's called PE with Joe. And basically what it is virtual PE for kids. And it's absolutely exploding because kids aren't doing PE. Like I talked about before, kids and parents, right? So there's a need for this. And so the parents are just having their kids watch this virtual PE with Joe, and he's blowing up. Now that's for kids, but it could be aimed for anybody, right? There's all types of personal one-on-one group coaching that you could, one-on-one coaching, group coaching that you could do. You could be helping people with diets, personal workouts, whatever, in all these different little niches, whether that be yoga or whatever, right? Now, like I said, this is a massive opportunity right now because of all these people that are stuck at home. Gyms are going to be one of the last things to open up in a lot of areas. And if we see a relapse in the fall, of course, the gyms are going to be hit really hard again. In addition, not only are people stuck at home, they're not getting the exercise, but they're mostly eating really bad as well. They're eating junk food. So teaching people how to eat healthy, how to cook healthy, all these things, right? All these opportunities. And a lot of people at home, they're not working out, they're not getting their exercise, they're not eating good, now they're not motivated, right? So they need that coach. Just no different than they would go to the gym and have a coach. They can have you as a coach from home, keeping them on schedule, giving them that outside perspective, etc. Now, again, if you're already doing this, let's say that you're a coach, some sort of a personal trainer, dietitian or whatever, and you're already helping people virtual, then why not help other people in the health and fitness niche take their products virtual as well. See, there's all different ways to scale this. You can either provide your services or you can provide your services to other people who want to provide their service. That makes sense? Okay, niche number 4 is athletes and artists. All right, so it's growing, right? Obviously the internet, the presence, etc., is growing, being an influencer. So there's lots of athletes, lots of artists, musicians, etc., that need to grow their brands online. Today, I mean, more than ever, it's more important. You have to have this presence online. But a lot of these athletes, a lot of these artists, they don't really know how to do it. Maybe they don't know how to do it, or they don't have the time to do it. And so usually they'll end up hiring other people to do this. So this creates just a giant opportunity. So if you're good with social media, if you're good with branding, if you're good with athletes and things like that, you can offer your services to help people do this. Like I said, they're typically hiring this out, or you can help other people do this, right? So you can train other people to go help athletes and artists to build their brand. Again, right? You can provide the services yourself, or you can teach and train other people to provide the services. But again, it's really about the niche, because once you're in that niche and you're really getting to understand your audience, you're going to understand the problems that they're having. And everything that we do always boils down to solving problems. So get in the niche, find out what the problems are, and then solve them. It's very easy. All right, niche number 5, brick and mortar businesses. Now, this one is massive. This is a huge opportunity here because you have all these businesses that are struggling. Now, depending on what state you're in, they're probably still shut down. Like I said, the chance of them being shut down through the end of the year is probably realistic. I know some of the businesses in California where I'm at are opening back up, but very, very, very restricted. And so if you're a brick and mortar business, you're getting crushed. Not only are you getting crushed, it's going to be really, really difficult to come back. And so it's more important than ever that you need to shift to go online. You need to go virtual. And so there's all these brick and mortar businesses that don't know how to do this. They don't have the time, they don't know how, and they're just kind of stuck. And so if no one's going to their stores, they need to take their products to them. And so again, massive problems there, and you can go in and start solving any of those. Okay, so the obvious one would be helping them transition from brick and mortar to online. So that could be setting up a Shopify store for them. It could be taking their products and listing them on Amazon. You could help them drive traffic to their online stores, whether that be like Facebook ads or Google ads. You could help them run their social media, like all these different things. There's all these stores out there, and you could pretty much go to any one of these stores that's shut down and say, hey, look, I can help you sell your stuff online. If I help you sell all your stuff online, will you pay me 5% or 10%? And I would imagine they're going to say yes. It would be very, very easy for you to start doing this. And again, it's all virtual. You can do this from anywhere in the world. Now, say you're already doing this. Again, like I've said on every one, right? If you're already doing this, then you can train other people. You can teach other people how to go help these brick and mortar stores. And again, it's really about digging into the niche. We say the riches are in the niches. And so once you're in that niche and you're starting to see all these problems that these brick and mortar stores are having, you're going to find more and more solutions, find more and more ways to help them, find more and more ways to make money. All right, niche number 6 is membership platforms. Now, I love membership platforms. I have a membership, and the thing that I love about the membership is it's kind of that holy grail of residual income. You get people signed up, and then every month it just keeps coming and coming and coming. And the membership platforms are really, really blowing up right now. Part of the reason why is, again, everyone's stuck at home. Everyone's locked down in quarantine. And so people are really craving some connection. They're craving the community. They're turning to all these online communities and connections and starting to build up all these relationships in there. All right, now you can start up a membership community on anything. It could be a photo membership. It could be whatever, right? It could be for business builders, for fitness people. Any one of these niches you could get into and create a membership site. And you can start it out really, really easy. And again, for free. I mean, you could just start with a Facebook group. You can test it. You can start inviting people to the Facebook group, start giving them content, getting everybody to start communicating and get that engagement. And then you can grow it, you can shift it into a paid group. And you do that by offering premium content. So for example, I come in and I give you additional training, additional teaching. I bring high-level people in for interviews and for more training, things like that. Whatever it may be, depends on the niche, but membership sites more than ever are really taking off right now, and I can see that trend continuing. All right, niche number 7. Niche number 7 is gardening. All right, now there's a lot of opportunities in this niche. Again, people are stuck at home. People are broke, people are trying to get healthy, people who don't have access to good food. And so a lot of people are, one, trying to grow their food, like plants, vegetables, things like that, for health reasons, for food reasons. Also, people are doing it for a hobby because they're stuck at home as well. Now, a lot of people don't know how to do that. myself included, I'm definitely not a green thumb, but a lot of people would want to maybe grow some vegetables, tomatoes, whatever, right? And so if you know how to garden very good, you can easily start a community around that, a membership site around that. You can give training, you can have courses, you can teach people how to do gardening. You can teach them all online. I mean, we can see from looking at like reports on Amazon that this niche, this like home gardening niche is just blowing up. And like I said, you could set up blogs where you're like talking about it. You could have a YouTube channel where you're talking about gardening, different types of vegetables. And the thing is like, you don't really need that many people. So most people think that you really have to blow this up to be mass market. But if you're selling information, and especially if it's really valuable information, you don't really need that many people. And so using these blogs, using YouTube channels, etc., might be enough. You can sell products, you can sell instructions, you can even sell affiliate products. So if I had this audience on YouTube that was all about gardening, I just find other related products they may be interested in to them and show them to them. And then if they buy it, then I get a percentage of that, right? Now, again, if you're already doing this, you can help other gardening people to do the exact same thing. All right, niche number 8, esports. Electronic sports, video games, right? Now, obviously that's a massive niche. It's growing super, super fast. It was already growing super fast before quarantine lockdown, and it's growing even faster because what is everyone going to do? They're going to watch Netflix or play video games. And so there's opportunities everywhere here. If you're into video games, right? So you could be doing, you could create like a review site and start doing reviews. You can start getting paid to do reviews on games and consoles and all these different things. You could start a Twitch or a YouTube channel. You could start streaming your games and different matchups, things like that. You could start to come up with like new gaming devices, like accessories, things like that. Or like every other one, you can help other people do the exact same thing. So let's say that you're really into gaming, but you don't have any ideas of services or products or whatever, but someone else does. Well, you can come and partner with them and help them do it. All right. Now, niche number 9 is a big one. Virtual events. They just keep getting bigger and bigger. I got to save the best one for last. Now, number 9 is virtual events. Big in-person events are basically done, right? And the way things are going, I don't know if or when they're coming back. That whole way of life might be over. So what are we going to do? Virtual events, virtual conferences. We've seen them really starting to gain traction the last year or two, but all of a sudden it's going to be massive. So if you throw events, then you need to learn how to take these events virtual. There's tons of benefits of doing this. Obviously, you have a much lower cost. You don't need a physical location. You get a much higher attendance because people don't have to travel. They can attend it from anywhere. You get way better speakers because it's easy to get, people to tune in virtually as opposed to traveling. You get more revenue because your costs are lower, right? Now, you don't even need to be doing them right now. Let's say that you're in any one of these niches like we talked about. Let's say that you're in the health and fitness niche. And let's say specifically you're in martial arts, for example. Well, I could do a martial arts from home virtual conference, and I could invite like the top 10 different people in martial arts to come give a talk. Right? I could have a couple sponsors there. I advertise it and I have people come attend this virtual conference. So I don't even have to be doing this. I could just be interested in doing it in video games and bring the big video game people together and just talk to them. All right, so it's a really, really big niche, a really low barrier to entry. A lot of people can do this. And like I said, it's cheap, it's easy, it's profitable. And you can take this idea to basically any niche like I'm talking about. You can start these virtual events. It's super easy, massive upside potential. Now, again, maybe you see someone who has an actual event that needs to turn it into a virtual event, and you can go offer to help them, right? You hear the same thing over and over and over, right? Hopefully it's catching on. All right, now finally, niche number 10 is speakers. Now again, just like the events are shut down, speakers aren't getting booked, right? There's no events, so there's no speaking. So you can't travel, there's nowhere to go. And so if you're a speaker, what opportunities do you have? Well, you can find virtual stages to speak on. Now these virtual stages could be podcasts, YouTube channels, virtual conferences like we're just talking about. And so rather than trying to travel and get paid, you just find these virtual stages to go speak from. Now, hopefully you have something to sell from that virtual stage, just like you would on your regular stage. Or rather than trying to get booked on other people's platforms, maybe it's time that you build your own platform. So instead of trying to go on other people's YouTube channels, why not just build your own YouTube channel? Instead of trying to go on other people's podcasts, why not just start your own podcast? All right. Now, it's not as hard as it looks. You can learn it. You can do it. Like I said, it's not get rich quick overnight, but if you put the work in right now, you can grow something really, really, really big and meaningful. Now, hopefully these 10 niches that I just went through give you some really good ideas. Now, remember, like I said, you can either be creating solutions to the problems, or you can be helping people who are creating solutions to the problems, which I guess at the same time, you're solving their problems, right? But either way, you can be helping people solving problems, which is awesome. You feel really good about it. And it could be simple stuff. You could be helping people learn how to use Zoom. You could help people learn how to use virtual job boards and hire people remotely. You could just learn basic stuff like how to do online advertising, like how to do Facebook ads, how to do Google ads. Like I said, you could be an online virtual assistant and just do like admin work virtually. Now, finally, you might be excited. Hopefully you are. Hopefully you've watched this video and go, man, that's cool. I can have security. I know I have the security of knowing how to make money. I can work from anywhere. I could see that I could replace my income. So you're really excited, but maybe you're stuck. And you're like, it really sounds like a really good idea. I want to do it, but how? How do I do it? How the heck do I start this? Well, let me give you a little bit of advice. The easiest way in the world is to ask. Whatever question you have, you ask. And where do you ask it? You ask it in Google. You can ask it any question you have and you can find the answer. How to run a virtual event. You're going to find a ton of resources on how to how to run a virtual event, how to start a membership site. You're going to find a ton of resources on how to start a membership site, how to run Facebook ads, and you'll find a ton of resources on Facebook ads. Do you get it? So I'm here to give you the idea. I'm not trying to teach you exactly. I want to give you the idea. Open up your mind because Google's there. They can just type in your question. You'll find the answer to anything that you have. On YouTube, the same. You'll find any video on YouTube that will walk you through it. Now, from there, it's about trial and error. So you can see how to do it, but now you got to go do it. Like I'm a surfer. I talk about surfing all the time. You can watch every video on learning how to surf. You can go to the beach and you could practice popping up on the board. But until you get in the water and try to actually paddle the board and try to catch a wave, you're never going to learn. The same is true with anything. So you can Google how to start a virtual event. You can read up everything on how to run a virtual event. You could hire a coach to help you do the virtual event, but until you actually do it, you're never going to learn it. Okay. Now, so that's why I said it's kind of trial and error. You just got to get in there and do it. Like I told you from the beginning, this is not about getting rich quick. It is going to require time. It is going to require effort, but the effort is so worth it because you're going to have that lifelong security. And it's pretty easy to replace your existing income. If you're making $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year, it's not that hard. 1 or 2 clients a month, and you could easily replace that income, which isn't that far off. But then you get, like I said, the security, but you get the freedom to work wherever you want and whenever you want, which I think most people want. Let me know in the comments below if you're thinking about pursuing any one of these ideas, if any of these niches. If so, let me know which one. And if so, do you want me to teach you more about this kind of stuff? Like I said, typically I'm talking about investing money. If you want to know more about how you can leverage the internet, leverage platforms like YouTube, like we're doing here, to really grow this, let me know in the comments down below and I can work on some more content for that. Other than that, give me some thumbs up on this content if you like it. And if you don't, give me thumbs down. But either way, let me know. I always want to know what you're thinking in the comments down below. I try to answer every single question, at least for the first couple of days. And anyway, that's all I got for you right now. To your success. I'm out.